People, deluded, I'm back again. A bit under the weather, but I'm back again. In fact, I've spent significant parts of the morning in A&E. We go again. Only death can stop deluded vids. But on that note, player ratings. Burnley and Arsenal drew 0-0 at Turf Moor. It's another game Arsenal have drawn. What's that, 5 in a row and 13 in total all season. Now, for me, I hope the players with the international break, Premier League break for the clubs here, winter break, they've got time to, sit and reflect over their period over Arteta, what's gone well, what's gone right, what they need to move forward with. Because there has, whether we've won, lost or drawn, or like you've seen 5 in a row we've drawn, I feel personally every game has told a different sort of story. There's been games we've drawn, we was atrocious, games we was actually decent, but we never won. You see what I'm saying? It's all different merits and things. But in relation to the Burnley and the player ratings, we might as well go. I'm going to start with Leno. I'm going to give Leno a 7. He made a couple of big saves, and at the end of the day, he kept a rare clean sheet. I think his ball playing, again, I think everybody in the team's ball playing at times was inventing problems for us, and the concentration and the quality on the final pass or passing it to our teammates wasn't quite there. Everybody from keeper to striker people, but I can't ask no more of Leno today, so I'll give him a 7. Mustafi, I'll give Mustafi a 7. I feel obviously Mustafi, everybody was looking at that because it's the way Burnley plays, set pieces, the need to be concentrated for high periods. Obviously, these are no disrespect to Mustafi, but these are the sort of things where you can see Mustafi making a mistake, or you just know Mustafi and the word mistake are synonymous with Arsenal. Not being harsh, I'm being honest. I think he repaid Arteta's faith. I think it was lovely to see. I think he, first and foremost, his concentration was there, his passing was there. I think he dealt with things in the air. I think he stepped out and tried to play offside when he needed to. I think he didn't take risks when he didn't need to. I think it was a very confident performance from Mustafi. I'm not going to lie to you lot. I do hope Arteta can turn him into the defender we thought we was buying, and I can sit here and look at all my vids where I said he isn't good enough and eat humble pie. I really do. I can only judge a man based on how he's playing, but I mean, Mustafi this season, when called upon, generally he's done all right. For me, it's obviously consistency is a problem with Mustafi, but it's not necessarily game in, game out. It's knowing that the Chelsea game or the Liverpool game, no matter of the form, when he's needed and that moment, guys like him, no disrespect people, will always let you down. But today, Mustafi was one of the most reliable players on the field. Couldn't ask for more. I'll give him I could even give Mustafi an 8, but I'm going to stick with what I initially wrote down, a 7. Going to give his centre-half partner for the same reasons, a 7. Again, I don't feel both centre-halves really are top 4 quality or a team that wants to be top 4. But Luiz has been in decent form under Arteta. And again, for similar reasons to Mustafi, you're trying to look at his concentration. I think he was alright. I think he was probably one of our most creative players on the field today. In fact, probably him, Saka, they're the only ones that really created things consistently, really. And that's a problem when it's your defenders. So Luiz gets a 7. Saka, for the moment, for the first half he played, I'm going to give him a 7. I think we can't deal with ifs and buts. We can only deal with facts. But maybe if he stayed on in the first half, second half, there could have been something. Because their right back started going forward as well as Charlie Taylor a bit more in the second half, people. Maybe Saka, with the joy he was having in an attacking sense and the crosses he was putting in, might have given him something more to think about. Shout out to Xhaka, because when he, did that sort of hybrid role, he held it up. But I give Saka a 7. I think he took men on well. He put a number of good balls into the box. It's a shame he's injured or couldn't carry on. In the case with Arsenal injuries, we hope for the best, we pray for the worst. Hopefully it's nothing speedy. For me personally, nothing no problems, and he's able to make a speedy return. I can't lie, people, I hope it's not a hamstring, because initially I thought it was a hamstring, and then he... Apologies, people. And then he started holding like his knee and things, so I don't know what his injury is, but I was thinking in the game he needed saving from himself. It's a bit like Rashford at United. You've got to save these teenagers and they want to realise their dreams of Premier League football from doing long-lasting damage. I'm no physio, I'm not Arteta, so I'm not criticising the fact he carried on. But I was thinking to myself, let's just nip this in the bud and get the young man off. But I give him a 7. I give Xhaka a 7 as well. I think Xhaka was decent today. Guendouzi, at times he was quality, at times he was very frustrating. I think he'd give him a 6. I feel it was a decent performance from him, really and truly. Ozil, I give a 4 now. Ozil had some good moments with his passing and making space and all these things that Ozil does, people. You lot know me, I sit here and defend Ozil, and I've seen him play worse, but it was a thing where you just wanted a bit more. You just, from everybody, because it's not just him or Lacazette's fault as to why we didn't win this game or get what we needed to get, but you just want to see a bit more. I'm looking at Ozil, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing you want it, you're running about, you're making space, you're making an angle. But I'm thinking, it's your 250 game. Could you potentially force the issue a bit more? I didn't really see it from Ozil, and I didn't think he could have any complaints about his substitution, really and truly. I didn't see it enough from Ozil. I'm a big Lacazette fan. I defend him all the time. I still want him to stay at the club, but really there's a decision to be made over that lad. I have to give potentially a 4 as well. Do you know what? Both in him, Ozil and Lacazette, I give them both 3s, people, because they're players, most experienced in the side. Definitely in Lacazette's case, a man that makes the difference. I still believe in him, but it's sad, man, how much of a confidence thing this thing is, because what's that, like 8-9 games without scoring for Arsenal right now, next month, or in fact this month, isn't he actually touching a calendar year without scoring away from home? Obviously these things play on your mind. He just looks a shadow of his former self. Obviously he's a striker, he missed today a couple of chances, but he needs to score goals. When you think of Lacazette, and rightly so, you might say, he might not bag as many goals, but he's a creative player, final ball, all these things. I don't think he was doing that too well today, people. I think he was on a regular basis the one that was messing it up, really and truly. And I just didn't see nothing from him. I think he did very well to get 90 minutes. I'm never going to tell Arteta how to play his side. Like I said, I'm a big Lacazette fan. But what I can say as a fan of Arsenal in that, when I'm seeing Martinelli on the right, which I do believe he needs to learn that long term, but when I'm seeing him pigeonholed on the right, Aubameyang, you know he's played on the flanks before and he can do up the flanks, but when you're seeing him out there, you're wondering how effective are they going to be really and truly in these positions. And if we're going to need them to do jobs out there, then the man that we're accommodating everybody for, Lacazette, has to, if he's not scoring, he has to do a mad thing, and I don't think he did that today. Give Aubameyang a 5. On another day it could potentially be a 4. Admittedly it's a borderline 5 thing. Cut him some slack, it's your first game back. Put in some effort, you worked the channels well. I think you made a lot of good runs in the first half. Should have scored. A player of Aubameyang's quality should have scored that. If not scored that, make more of a meal of things and test Pope a bit more, for me, people. Pardon me, so he gets a 5, and I give Martinelli a 5 as well. Obviously it ain't nothing, Martinelli's a sick player, nobody can say nothing against him, but at the end of the day he's 18 years of age. You can't expect fireworks. He's going to make the difference for us, but there's going to be games he's just simply not going to be at it. His decision making was okay today. There was one shot he took, and obviously with his form, you can't begrudge him for shooting, but I was looking at it, it's like, could you slip somebody else in? Did you have to shoot there? Obviously he's better on the left, but he's got to learn how to play on the right. Look, his idol is Cristiano Ronaldo. Fair enough, Cristiano evolved to a different level at Madrid, but think of United's Cristiano. He probably, if you asked him, out of the front 3 positions, he might say I prefer to play on the left, on the right, or all through the middle. United fans, you know who was playing with Rooney and all these guys, he was playing more than me in it, but he was effective on all of them. That's what Martinelli's got to be on, because in a good way, especially with the link up with Saka, which we could have used today, everything probably comes subconscious. It's second nature, or sixth sense, all them things there out wide, because he knows, boom, I'm cutting in, or boom, left back is doing this, or boom, I'm going to come and shoot, or I'm going to pass it and then make this run, and all them sort of things there, people. In a good way, becomes second sense. It's the same logic on the right hand side, but football's a mental game. You're playing chess, you're not playing checkers. Right hand side, what he's doing out there, he might have to think a bit more. He might have something that bangs on the left, he might not bang on the right. So he's got to learn that in his arsenal. Obviously in the short term, specifically to this game, he prefers to play on the left. But I think someone of Martinelli's quality ain't no thing, man, really. Obviously he doesn't prefer to play there, and with it's all about relationships on the football field, and obviously Bellerin and Martinelli are teammates, but Saka, and to a lesser degree, well, no, to the same degree really, Kolasinac with Martinelli, they've got their thing down the left hand side. We are struggling a bit with the chemistry to a degree with Pepe and Bellerin, because when one's not in form and one's touch and go with fitness at times. You don't really see the chemistry with Martinelli and Bellerin through no fault of their own. To be fair to Bellerin, he at least in the second half he grew in the game, people. Speaking of that, I'm not sure if I've said him or not, but I give Bellerin a 6, a high 6. I feel Bellerin grew into the game. I feel he was actually very sloppy in the opening stages, people. First touch weren't quite there. The angles he was going to receive the body weren't quite, to receive the ball into feet, and what he was going to do with his body in terms of progress this thing weren't quite there. But I think he grew into the game really and truly, man. Second half, he tried to get forward and do a thing for us. Obviously, he had that shot. It's Bellerin. You can't expect him to score. Well, fair play, he scored against Chelsea, but he's a right back. It's not his skill set like that. It is what it is. I give Torreira a 6. From what I saw, a high 6 as well. I give Joe a 5. I feel, you know, Joe did what he could, but other than that, there wasn't much more to it. I don't think I'm missing any other players out. If I am, apologies, people. But yeah, man, I think it's the winter break now. So yeah, we'll talk about the Premier League action when I return, or when we all return from the break and whatnot, and Premier League's back. It is what it is. We're 10 points away from the top 4 at this moment in time. 13 draws all season, and I believe that's our 5th in a row. But win, lose or draw, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you lot listening to my comments. I appreciate you lot adding your comments. So make sure you like, subscribe and do the rest. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you definitely do that and turn on the bells, because I know you're loving how I'm speaking. Go and check out my other content. Is what it is, people. Hopefully City beat Spurs just for banter purposes. Who knows how that game's going to turn out. But like I said, love for everything, people. DG.